All right, here we go. Today we have the former AEW wrestling champion, and as of last night, the #1 contender for the title, Swerve Strickland.
What's
Welcome
going
to
on?
Vlad TV.
Man, like I've been watching these drum sets in the back of the set for like, I say like 15 years.
Wow.
Like your stuff was like what I was watching when I was on the road, like going to all these indie shows, getting like $50, $25, and like doing these 8-hour drives and stuff. Like this is what I was watching and like learning so much. And like a lot of this content is what helped me like really come up with stuff to like put in the ring and put towards like what I do on television. So this is a huge honor, full circle moment for me.
Thank you, man.
Yes,
that means
sir.
a lot.
Yeah,
that
yeah,
means
for
a
sure.
lot. Well, it's your first time here.
Yeah.
Let's start at the beginning.
Yep. Oh God.
Born in Tacoma, Washington.
Yes.
Okay. And your dad was in the military.
Yep. Born in Tacoma, Washington. My mom was like going around doing like the some part of the service. I believe it was like, I forget what she said it was, but my dad was Army, like full on Army, and they met somewhere on the West Coast, but then they ended up getting relocating in Tacoma, and that's where I was born. And 2 months after that, I moved all the way to Germany, and I lived in Frankfurt and Hanau and Büdingen. All the way till I was like 8 years old. And then we were living on American Army base and stuff out there. So like I wasn't really able to like be rooted in Tacoma until I started coming back for wrestling purposes. And then like that was until I was like 24, 25.
Well, after Germany, you moved back to the U.S. to Mount Joy, Pennsylvania?
Yep. I moved to York, Pennsylvania. And that's where I like went to a lot of different schools, middle schools and stuff. Moved around a lot. We went to Virginia, Richmond, Virginia, and then we came back to Pennsylvania, and that's where I graduated, Lancaster County, at a Donegal High School.
Okay, so your dad's in the military, but you know you're your own independent person.
Yeah.
Are you a fairly good kid? Is your dad like a real like harsh disciplinarian, or are you messing around and getting in trouble during high school and earlier?
No, I didn't really like have a lot of issues like that. I didn't have a hard coming up. You know, it was like I had parents that were married in the military. We were like very like financially well. My mom had an insurance business that she was doing. My dad was like high ranked in the military at the time, and he was like one of the head chefs. And so we were living really good. And then like coming back to the States is where kind of things like got like a little messy in the marriage and stuff, because like family gets involved, and we're a family that's like really well off, and then like family is just, we got really messy and stuff, so they end up splitting around like when I was like 10, 12 years old, around that time. But my dad, he wasn't hard. He had like a lot of soft spots too. Like he really cared for me and my older sister, but that was his stepdaughter at the time. But like, yeah, it's like he was a little stern in certain ways, but I wouldn't say he was like ever like strict and like I had to do this. I had to fold my bed with my sheets like this and like, or be in the house at this time. And like, no, they were very lenient parents and stuff. And so it was because they would like have parties and all that. And they weren't like strict on like how many friends can you have over. No, we were like, everybody come over, because everybody's going over to their house. Like the doors were unlocked and stuff at night. Kids would like just come in like, so it was a very loose household, which was good. But when like he had to put the hammer down and stuff, like he did. But I feel like the discipline came with sports. Sports is where he was like, no, get up, do it again. I'm gonna throw the ball harder at you. We're trying to get me to like learn how to catch a proper football, you know. And he's like, don't catch it with your body, catch it with your hands. And he would like make it throw harder. I'm like 6, 7 years old, catching bullet passes from a grown adult, you know, like getting bruises on my arms and chest and stuff. So that's where I would say he was difficult and a little stern and strict. It was just like when it came to competition.
Okay, so you graduate high school, and 2 weeks later, you join the military.
Yeah.
Was that always the plan?
No, it was like that became my mom's goal for me, because my mom was one of 5, and there's 3 sisters, 2 brothers, and I always felt like she saw me and like how her brothers were, because both my uncles, they had all the potential in the world. Like high school like record setters in sports, and track and field and basketball, still like record stand to this day in York High, William Penn. And they had all this potential in the world, but they got mixed up with the wrong women. They had the kids. Some got on drugs, some got on whatever it was, and it got messy, and all that potential just kind of faded. Like they were supposed to be like world-known athletes and stuff. And so I think she saw that in me, and she made sure like, no, you can have a girlfriend, but you're going to do this. You can have this, but you're going to do this. So she always made sure I was like as soon as I graduated, nope, ship me off, get out of there.
Okay, but why not college?
I ended up coming back to like go to ITT Tech and go into for drafting and design. It was just something I was like, I really like. I went to a tech school, like one of the schools I went to in high school. One of them was a tech school, and I just like picked like going into drafting and design. I really became like, I really was interested in it. And then, so I was like, let me pick that back up when I come back from the military, since I had like the funding for it and tuition assistance. So I went ITT Tech in Richmond, Virginia, but wrestling was something I was like, I moved from PA when I came back and right down to Richmond, Virginia, and I found this place called Ground Zero Wrestling.
Yeah, and I want to get into all that.
Yeah. But like, but at the same time, back and forth, like it was like school and wrestling and all that stuff. But like college wise, it was just like I was in it, but I was like, that was calling me at the same time.
Okay, so you joined the military. Were you 17 or 18?
17.
At 17?
Signed up at 17.
Is that legal?
Yeah, at that time.
Okay.
That was like Bush administration, so everybody was getting in.
Okay.
So, but I couldn't, I turned 18 when I was already in basic training.
Okay.
I was already down there. So like as soon as like I graduated at like, I was 07. I was 17 years old. 2 weeks later, I'm on a flight down to Fort Jackson, South Carolina. And that was like such an interesting thing because it was like a culture shock. And it was like, okay, can I do it or not? But then my dad, going back to like my dad's disciplinary thoughts, it's like, he's like, it's not going to last forever. Take the pain now and then you'll heal later and stuff. So I was like, okay. And then that just kept playing back in my head over and over again. At 17, that's when I'm learning to shave. I'm learning to write a will for myself if I die. You know, like how much money does my family get? I'm like, whoa, this is heavy shit I'm reading off, you know? And it's like your whole life is like looking ahead of you right now in these moments and stuff. And you're dealing with like, your bunks with like 40-year-old dudes or like 20-year-old dudes. And you're like 17, you're in this mix with all that. And it was the summertime, so like everybody's from graduating high school going to the Army. Some people are like coming, like their only choice was either military or jail. So you're getting mixed with that in there too. And you gotta share this old open bay with like 60 people, 30 bunk beds. So you learn quick and you grow up quick, but also you connect with like all different like all different mindsets, all different cultures. Like people come from other countries, try to like become citizens and stuff. They go to the military. So you're just connecting and learning and stuff.
Okay. But then you had a baby at 18.
Yeah.
So you were already in the military.
Yes.
Okay. So what was that like to be a teenage dad?
It was scary. It was scary. And I like, even on this, I'll even admit I didn't handle it the right way. Like, cause I was scared. It was one of the moments I was like, man, I just want to even try to forget it was even happening. You know, as a kid, I wouldn't even say I was a man yet. I was still a kid. I was just like, man, it's not real. It's not happening. You're like, every picture she sends you of a test, you're like, nah, that's fake. That's this. You just try to play it and fake it like it's not real until reality hits you. It's like, wow, this is my child. You're in the hospital with her.
What was it, a serious relationship or?
It was the first high school sweetheart type deal. And she was older than me too. So she graduated.
How much older?
2 years. 2 years older than me. But she, like, at the time, like, she graduated high school and I'm still in high school. So you always felt like you having to, like, I got to be a man now. Like, I got to give her what she needs. I got to get money. I got to get this. I got to treat her better than, like, all the other guys that are out there that want her. Like, in the real world, I'm still in high school and I'm like, I don't have a driver's license. I don't have this. I don't have that. So it was like that constant, like, chase to try to appease all the time. So that messed with me mentally at a younger age too.
Well, but Was there a conversation about an abortion at that point? Because you guys
No.
are both essentially teens.
No, never. It was like,
I mean, I'm glad it didn't happen, but
Yeah.
I'm saying at the
Yeah.
time, that should have been a serious conversation, I think.
no, it was never came up in a conversation. Never talked about it. I don't ever think it was like ever discussed or even like, no, it was just trying to run away from the problem. And that's like something you can't run away from that. My mom, like, thank God for my mom. She like one of those like, I'm gonna talk to you. I'm gonna talk to her. This is a situation, y'all gonna work it out. I'm very fortunate and glad she did that early on. And then so like, all right, we can't butt heads all the time, but we still like did for several years until like things started like really clearing up and having understanding of who we are and the situation. And I didn't have a lot of money because I was still like doing military, like, but it was like drills. I was doing like 1 month drill weekends, so I was only getting like a check from that. But I was like working odd jobs and all that stuff to really provide. I was like, the one time my mom got me a job in a cemetery, and I was like,
In a cemetery.
yeah, I didn't see no bodies. I was in embalming and bodies and shit like that. It wasn't nothing crazy, but it was honestly like, it was just groundskeeper work, like making sure the cemetery looked nice, pick up trash, do this, lay some mulch down. It was like little menial work like that. And it was like, cool. That was a good job for me at like 18, 19 years old. And meanwhile, I started my training. So I was just like managing, getting a job, my daughter, military up in Pennsylvania from Richmond, which is like a 3 to 4 hour drive, starting my wrestling career. And then it was like, school, where does school land at any of this? There's no way.